Hello everyone, my name is Akamit Rathore, and in today's presentation, we have to present a scenario in which we are actually using Garmin 1000 as a tool to navigate from one airport to another. So Garmin 1000 overall, I have never used in the past because none of the airplanes in our flight school have Garmin 1000 installed in them. So we have all the steam gauges and analog instruments. So pretty much the basic six pack. And most of my training has been on in the analog instruments as uh, and this is actually in today's project it's giving me a chance just to learn about how Garmin 1000 works and about its functionality and how things are getting programmed in Garmin 1000. And today I was using Garmin 1000 and when I was looking at the functionalities, it just a lot of information which we can use and which helps a pilot just from moving from one
valid
point A to point B.
as a IFR flight plan,
So
and
this is
from
pretty much
here
the
we'll
flight plan
be
which I
going
came up with.
to
So
Olympia,
we are
where you are,
using
and from
our my home base, which is
here you
Tacoma
are.
Narrows
So we'll
identifier as
be catching this Tacoma
Tango India
65,
Whiskey, and from
and
here
these are
I'll
the
be catching
waypoints which will
Olympia,
be
so which is
coming
22
on your
miles.
way.
So
And
we will be
Victor
tracking
165 pretty much
VOR
it lines up
to Olympia, and from
in
there we are catching Victor
Hillsboro. This is the
165,
destination, and
so
in
which
both
is
the
pretty
aircraft,
much
in
a
both
straight leg
the
from
airports
there
from our
and from
departure and our
we'll
destination
stay on Victor
airport.
165 and
So
we'll land
we'll
straight in
be
Hillsboro,
we'll be filing this thing as the IFR
which is
flight
in
plan,
Oregon.
and
The
from
identifier
Tacoma
is
Narrows we'll
Hotel
be
India
taking a
Oscar.
standard instrument delivery
So
of
pretty much it's
HLP
100 nautical miles
Narrows 1,
cross
and
country, and
so we'll
we'll be
be
using
taking runway
Garmin
17.
1000 to
So in
navigate
this we'll be climbing up to
um, our flight plan. So we'll be
1500,
using
and then
IFR
right heading
instrument departure. So
250
pretty much
will
we'll be
be
filing
doing
IFR flight
2000,
plan, and in
and
this, so this is
after
the
5 minutes
standard
so
instrument
we'll be
departure
expecting
from Tacoma Narrows.
our
So
clearance to our
we'll be
next
taking heading
waypoint, which is
170,
Olympia.
climbing to 150, and then
And from Olympia,
we'll
so
be
we'll
making a
be
right turn
taking
to heading
Victor
250, and after
165,
5 minutes we will get the
and
vectors
after
to
passing Olympia, so
Olympia
almost straight
VOR,
ahead, so we
and
have MBA of
so
6000,
so
and
the IFR
we'll
flight plan,
be
so that will
going all the way
actually
to
help
Oregon,
using
and
more features
we'll be on
from our
this
Garmin
Tacoma
1000. So because
altitude of 6000, and then when
we'll be
we are
using
close to
the standard instrument
our airport,
departure
so once we
procedure
clear
plus
for
our arrival
approach, we'll
procedure,
be catching
and
we'll be taking ILS
as we can
13
see,
right.
as our approach will be using
And
ILS
so
13, right? So
this
pretty
is the
much this
approach
is the
plate,
approach plate
and
with all the information
we'll be
information
pretty much
given.
doing a
So we'll
straight
be
in,
having our
and
localizer frequency if we are coming
so the
from
minimum
Tacoma
altitude
Narrows.
going to be
So we'll be pretty much doing
between
a straight in
3,900 to
to runway 13, and
4,600,
these are
and
all
we'll
different
be
approach fixes.
passing all these
And and
different
so
phases, and
in this
our final
scenario, so
approach
we'll be
fix is
doing
going to be
straight in.
at
The altitude
2,900
will
feet,
be
and
entering
so we'll be
is between
doing our
3900 to between
altimeter
2900 to 4000.
4,003 feet,
So
and
that's where
our
once we get
ticket for
cleared
the
for the
runway
approach,
once our
that's the
runway is
altitude
inside will be landing
will be
in
taking, and
Hillsboro. So
from there, so we'll be
this is pretty
descending
much
to all different approach fixes, our final approach fix, and then to RDA, which is 400 feet. And once we have runway in sight, so we'll be pretty much landing on the runway 113, but we'll be using ILS to navigate our approach. So like I said earlier, if I have not used Garmin 1000 so far, so this is pretty much the simulation which I'm using from Xplane, and so Xplane has all the Garmin 1000 functionalities inbuilt in there. So they are basically two displays, so primary and multifunction display. In the primary display, we have all our six instruments. Starting from left, we have our airspeed indicator, attitude indicator, altimeter, and VSI, and our RDG, directional gyro, or in Garmin 1000, the one thing which I like the most is the HSI, and we have this synthetic vision. We can see the ground plus sky, and since it was getting hard for me just to use a flight plan while I was recording, so it was taking too much time, and we have to make the presentation at within a particular time. So what I did is I uploaded the flight plan, and as you can see, as I'm taking a standard instrument departure from runway 17, climb to 1,500. From there, we'll be taking vectors to Olympia. So on the top, you can see the frequency is COM1 and COM2. The green one is active. The one in blue box is on standby. And in a flight plan, so we after Olympia, so we'll be taking Victor 165, in which we'll be having different waypoints like ATC, LOT, and then we'll be taking our approach, which is the ILS 13. And so another important feature which I like in Garmin 1000 is the moving map display, and it actually draws out the legs. Plus, you can see terrain, traffic, and obstacles. And even what I see is uh, it actually displays the approach plate, and so in that way you don't have to look at your iPad or on the paper approach plates again and again. So you have all that information in front of you, and we can see the digital, our tachometer plus all the engine gauges, and on top we have our nav frequencies. So we have Olympia on standby, and Newburgh VOR is in the blue box. And on the left, we have a bigger knob, small knob, so that actually changes frequencies. And now we can see on our multiple function display that all our flight plan point by point different legs are written, and plus they are drawn on the map as well. So which is a very good feature and an advantage of using a Garmin 1000, as you have two different displays, and on multifunction display I can see my different airspaces which we will be flying through, and plus all the legs drawn out in the map, and the map is moving as your airplane goes through different waypoints. And on the primary flight display, we can see all these different functions. And there are touch keys at the bottom, like transponder ident, and once we are having a squawk code, we can just hit uh, that key, and from the right knob we can just change our we can plug in the squawk code, plus from the barrel we can actually use the knob to enter our altimeter settings, and so which is a pretty cool feature. And on the left, on the small window on the same PFD, we can actually see the map as well, a smaller version of the map, and the bigger version is displayed on multiple flight display. And so the flight plan, we can, if we have to change, we can use the direct function, or if we have to skip a leg, we can similarly use the flight function. The direct function, and if you have to edit our flight plan, we can do that as well. All the keys are on the right panel, and we can just hit or hit a key, and then from the knob, from the bigger knob, smaller knob, we can just um, use different alphabets to wherever we want to program it to. And so all the functionality and the features are just just hit of a button, and we can change information. We can just amend the information. We can just substitute whatever we want to do, and the HSI function is just pretty awesome because it gives different information, different data into just one single display, and
So we have our autopilot engaged, and so it's pretty much it's tracking our first leg, which is Olympia VOR. So these are all pretty much all the basic functions which Garmin 1000 provides us, and we can use them to um, to the best of our advantage, and this gives us more of the situational awareness. Plus, it gives us a lot of other advantages, all the waypoints information, and all the different data which we need, including the moving maps, all um, different waypoints. So that is pretty much it for this presentation, and thank you very much for listening.